Just gonna get started. All right, what's up, everyone? So, back from a trip. Today's Monday, YouTube Live day. So, I kind of want to talk about what I did trading wise today, and then I want to talk about like the current market action. So, this current market cycle has been long dominated, which means if you close your eyes and hit the buy button, you're bound to make money. So these type of markets are very dangerous for short sellers. If you are a short seller in this type of market, you could only nail and bail, and you must stop shorting after 10:30. If you are a long bias trader, this is your market. This is your way to capitalize. This is where all the money is for you. So realizing that and recognizing that, I actually went long pre-market today. So there was a stock, MDIA. This stock was a 2 million share float. It was easy to borrow, and it was the hot chick pre-market. So I warned the members in the room that this is not a short. And oftentimes when we warn the members, it's actually a great long. So I said, you know what? Instead of just warning the members today on this low float, easy to borrow, day one stock, let me go long. So I went long pre-market around 620. And to my surprise, the stock ramped up to 680, sold some at 680, sold some at 7. That was it for me. And after that trade, the stock started to tank. And, in my head, even though I had a great long trade and even though the stock tanked, because it's a low flow and because day one, I am expecting the unexpected. I have no idea what this stock is going to do, so I don't want to be shorting it early, right? So it tanked pre-market, it did its thing. And on a stock like that, I'm basically waiting for a pop to VWAP to short it. Didn't really get a pop to VWAP. I wasn't able to size in. That was it. So my first trade of the day was a long on this stock. I made money going long. So I kind of want to incorporate this into my process going forward. So while the market is hot, I want to start to go long day one runners. Okay. I want to keep doing it until it stops working. And MDIA was a runner that pretty much fit my criteria. It was a low float. It was day one, easy to borrow. If it had SSR, that would have been additional. So that was number one. ENOB. ENOB was the second stock of the day. This was the other hot stock. So as MDIA started to tank, this ENOB started to ramp. And we talk about something called the flow of money. So usually when a stock is hot and it does its thing and it stops kind of trending the right way, that money goes on to the next stock. So traders have a very short attention span. They just want the hottest stock of the day. They don't care what else it is. They just want to move their money from the hot stock of the day to hot stock of the day. And ENOB was running. And in my head, guys, again, I try to remind myself that we are in a market that is long bias. We are in a market that is dominated by the long. So I do not want to short any of these stocks pre-market. ENOB, it ramped up, and I think some chat room pumpers were buying it, and it wasn't really moving with the chat room pumpers, but it still had a lot of volume. At that point, it had around 30 or 40 million shares of volume. And for me, when a stock is trading day one and has that much volume, I feel like it could trap people. So in trading, guys, I'm trying to remind myself that I don't need to trade everything. I don't need to be the master of everything. I just need to wait for my setups to come. And if they're not here, I don't trade for the day. So ENOB, it was kind of pushing, tanking, pushing, tanking. I didn't really trust it. And then it had a major stuff move at, give me a second, let me find the exact time. It had a major stuff move at 9:56 a.m. And after 9:56 a.m., when I saw that death candle, that's when I mentioned to the guys in the room that, all right, this stock is now confirmed. You can now short this stock on a bounce. Didn't really get the bounce that I was looking for, so I avoided that too. So let's recap. First trade of the day was MDIA. I went long. Second trade of the day was me avoiding ENOB, right? Waited for the confirmation, didn't really get the bounce, avoided it. Now we had another stock, NOVN. This stock kind of hurt me today. This was a low-hanging fruit. So it ramped up on Friday, it tanked on Friday, and then today it started to bounce. It was a little bit red pre-market, so I thought, all right, this is probably a gimme short. It's not easy to borrow, so I said, all right, it's probably not going to be crowded. And long story short, I started shorting this stock around like 16.50. And then as it broke Friday's day, the high, I had to exit for a loss. I gave back some of my profits on the day, but we have a rule in MIC that says if a stock breaks the previous day's high of the day, that is your stop. So that was that. And then AMC. So AMC currently is trading at $57, and it closed at 49.40. So stock is up like 20% today. And truth be told is these stocks are crazy, man. It's crazy. So I mentioned to everyone in the room that I'm pretty much done with these meme stocks because they are way too choppy and way too difficult to trade. There is an army of people on Wall Street bets just pumping and buying and buying and buying, and it's going to keep working until it stops working. And until then, I don't want to step in front of it. Until then, I don't want to mess around with it. But if you notice, AMC is the strongest of the meme stocks, and all the other ones, all the sympathy ones, BB, GME, and KOSS, are all extremely, extremely weak. And that is because the way that this works, guys, is traders flock to the hot stock, and those sympathy stocks, those sympathy runners, are pretty much left in the dust, right? And there's actually a reason why GameStop is significantly, significantly weaker than AMC. So GameStop is down about $10 a share today when AMC is up fucking $10 a share today. And that is because GameStop had an offering. GameStop is diluting their shares. GameStop is throwing more supply into the market in terms of shares, which is causing the price to go down. So just because AMC is running, now it does not mean that GameStop is going to continue to run with it, because now there is dilution happening, guys. So be careful on these sympathy runners. Be careful on these sympathy stocks. They are never going to be as strong as the head of the snake. And for people asking, what is AMC going to do? I mean, I really have no idea. I thought it was dead. I thought it was game over, and clearly I was wrong. But I mean, in the next, I would say 3 to 6 months, I think it's going to be back down to $10, back down to $20. But in the meantime, right now, there's too much hype and there's too much euphoria. So again, to recap, longs are dominating this market. I am trying to go long pre-market, and I am trying to short broken day two forgotten stocks. So do you guys have any questions on that? Just looking around. And if you guys don't have any questions, we could do a brief audience Q&A. I kind of want to keep this video short. Bao and I were in the Bahamas meeting with one of our broker partners, and I am so behind on work. I'm so behind on PM, so I kind of just want to get back to it. But we could do like a brief, like 5-10 minute Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, throw it in the chat, and I will start to answer it. Are you going to avoid AMC even if it goes on another run, setting up for a first red day? If AMC goes red and sets up for a first red day, I will be shorting it. Tell me what you think about HTZQ breakout. I think that's a bankrupt company, so I'm pretty sure Wall Street Bets is pumping it. I'm not really interested in buying bankrupt companies, guys. It's not a long-term strategy. And again, just because it's working right now, or you could buy a bankrupt company and it's going to double, doesn't mean that's a strategy that's going to work. That's only working because we are in a euphoric, crazy market. Do you trade green to red moves? I mean, yeah. I don't really understand the question, though. How do you know if a stock is easy to borrow on different brokers? Well, most of the time, my broker, Cobra Trading, has the stocks easy to borrow. And if not, I just ask around to the other thousands of members in the room. If we could just kind of ask around, we could find out what's kind of happening. Do I swing positions? Not really. In this market, it is way too dangerous to swing short or swing long overnight. I'm just trying to keep it simple, day to day. And like I said, guys, look at the price difference between GameStop and AMC today. Usually when AMC is running, GameStop runs with it. But because of that dilution, because of the shares, because of their offering, it is now weaker compared to AMC. If you have right now $1,000, what stock would I invest to make 20% returns? Oh my God, no, wrong. I would invest in your education to learn how to make that money. There's no secret lottery stock. There's no secret formula that you could put $1,000 and it's going to quadruple. Doesn't exist, guys. Does not exist. Are you going long pre-market? I'm just going long pre-market for now. Bao has been going long during market hours, which he's been doing very, very well. But for me, I like to go long pre-market because I'm already awake early and I'm awake when these stocks start moving. I like doing these Q&As, guys, because it shows me that the questions that you guys are asking about. CLNE, Wall Street Bets, I'm not really sure, but CRSR was a Wall Street Bet stock. It went from 43 to 36. So the fact that these new Wall Street Bet pumps aren't really working as well makes me think that we are slowly getting to the end of the cycle of Wall Street Bets manipulating these stocks. What do you mean when you say stuff? Stuff is a pattern. We have videos on this. Just go to our free YouTube channel, type My Investing Club Stuff, okay? And you'll see a bunch of videos there. Does your heart rate increase when you enter a position? If your heart rate is increasing when you're entering a position, number one, it means you are in too big. And number two, it means you have no plan. I did not trade RAPT. RAPT was an avoid. We mentioned to the guys in the room that it is an avoid. Yes, I started with $2,000, and if I could do it, you guys can too. Problem is, all you guys with $2,000 want to buy alerts and buy pumps, and that's why you guys don't ever make money. What is your mindset for the best way to wait for a play? Set a fantasy order, wait for it to hit you. What is your criteria to tell if the market is bullish? I mean, it's all these crazy moves. I mean, if you can't really tell that the market is crazy right now, then you don't really know what you're doing. Market is absolutely crazy right now because we're getting so many runners and the runners are not coming down. That means that the market is hot. ENOB. I mean, look at that ENOB right now. It looks like it's just a short on bounces because under VWAP, best pattern to grow a small account, I think, is the first red day setup. Yep, I set fantasy orders all the time. The overall market, like the SPY and the QQQ, does not matter for small cap stocks. It only matters for large cap stocks. It is smart to reserve shares ahead of time. If you do not reserve shares ahead of time, someone else will take them and you will have nothing. What are fantasy orders? Please watch one of our videos. My Investing Club on YouTube, fantasy order. Let's see what else. Just waiting for some questions. Watch most of your videos on YouTube. How long does it usually take for a member to figure out what type of setup suits him? You paper trade and you try everything. And after you try everything, you find the setup that works for you. We have about 5 or 6 different strategies, longs and shorts. So you try all of it with a paper trading account, and whichever one you find that fits your personality is the one that you stick to. How do you time the top of a pop to go short? You use lines. You draw support and resistance. There's no guessing here. There's no random numbers. We wait for it to get to a specific area, guys. We have videos on all this stuff, guys. So just go to the My Investing Club YouTube channel, go to the most viewed videos, and you could just start going from there. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I got to get back to work. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave a comment in there. If you guys go to our website, myinvestingclub.com, we have a button on the top that says free consultations. So if you guys are curious about MIC or curious about getting started, sign up for a free consultation and we'll talk to you and see if MIC is the right fit for you. This is brand new, totally unique. So check out the free consultation on our website and we'll take it from there. Thanks, guys. I will see you guys back in the